Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to another TADPOG podcast. It's a show that happens twice a week where two old guys and then two younger guys by a little bit and then by a lot, talk about older games. It's a fun little game where I just do these super strange abstract puzzles to see if you can figure out who else is on the show.
I'm sure everyone enjoys playing it.
They love it. They
pause it for 20 minutes. And
they're like, who is it gonna be?
They go to their chart. All right, let's see.
They got the strings across the room.
I hear the faint echoings of a Skype call, so I know it's either going to be Blake or Phil or Paul. We don't know. It's Blake.
It's me. It's a me.
So Blake is here and Ryan is here.
Yep.
What's up, guys?
Not much. Not a whole lot.
And so today, in preparation for that game that came out today, we're going to be talking about Fallout New Vegas.
That came out today.
But Fallout 4 came out today.
We got in our time machine and traveled back and picked up Fallout New Vegas.
Mm-hmm. I bought that shit on release day.
I did too. I got a story to tell about that.
I got that at midnight release. I was so fucking excited.
I did, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But before we delve into that, I'm your bearded host, Tyler. And I had Meg go to our local fancy market and pick up more weird soda.
For $10.
Yeah, this 4-pack was $10. So this $2.50 soda I'm holding in my hands. So today is another offering from Fentimans, which sounds and looks rather Fallout-y to me.
Yeah.
Good adjective. Just Fallout-y.
We didn't learn our lesson the first time, apparently.
So what's all this that I'm hearing about, like a Fallout soda from Jones?
What?
I didn't know about that.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Jones is doing like a Nuka-Cola or something?
At least I seen it on the Nintendo collector page on Facebook.
I'm all about that because I do like. Well, okay, that's Fallout 4. I'm not going to talk about that.
No.
Talk about that.
What do you like?
The Nuka-Cola bottles are different in Fallout 4,
No, game's ruined.
and I like the design.
I haven't looked at them yet because I've just drank them straight from my inventory.
They're rockets. But today's
I do like rockets.
simulated Fallout beverage, Fentimans Botanically Brewed Traditional Curiosity Cola.
What is a Curiosity Cola?
Well, this is a fermented botanical cola drink with ginger and herbal extracts.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's not like the mystery Tootsie Roll Pop?
No.
Or Airhead, the mystery Airhead? Blake, I don't know how we're going to get you yours. Do you have something to drink that you can comment
no,
on?
I actually don't have something to drink. I did just get something in the mail today from Japan. Some fancy hair gel. Whatever. That sounded real gay. It's Gatsby, if you're wondering. It's really good. So
Wait,
like the Gatsby, yeah. So in my package from Japan, this is the note I got.
In your Japanese package, yes.
Yeah, it says, I hope your item arrived on time with perfect condition and you like it.
All right, straight to the point. I like that.
You can find green tea candy, which is specialty of our hometown, in the box. It is little present for you. I hope you like it.
Okay.
We really appreciate it, and you are satisfy our transaction. And you let me know it with leaving 5-star feedback on Amazon.com. Thank you, Rena from Kyoto Store.
You can find us on Stitcher and iTunes.
Yeah.
You
So
let
taped
me-
to this little piece of paper is a little Ziploc baggie with a candy in it that says candy, candy, candy.
That's almost certainly drugs.
You let me know using Google Translate Japanese English.
So I figured I'd try. I got it just like 15 minutes before the show started, so I thought I'd try it while you guys had your fancy sodas.
Okay.
So here's our Curiosity Cola.
I like the sodies.
Yeah.
This looks like has more carbonation than the
Yeah, that one was kind of flat.
dandelion.
Yeah.
I know exactly what this tastes like. Flat RC.
That's the candy.
You're not wrong.
Hitting my teeth.
Blake, it
Or diet right.
sounds like you got a
Hard candy.
it sounds like you got a gonorrhea crystal in your mouth.
It does taste like RC to me.
This does taste like RC. You're right.
Hey, Dave, what's green and yellow and eats nuts? Gonorrhea. Yeah. This candy was actually not too bad.
Well, I'm glad I paid $2.50 a bottle for this as opposed to because RC's almost as competitively priced.
I'm pretty sure you get RC for a quarter. Yeah.
Or probably for free because it's probably just setting out somewhere.
You don't want that one though.
Yeah.
That's not a good one.
That was the worst thing about going to Arby's for many years.
Arby's?
Arby's was the only place I knew that had exclusively RC products in their soda fountain.
God, I could drink Arby's sauce straight from the tap. Like, that stuff is so good to me.
Straight from the
The little pump handle that you can do, that you can use inside the store.
very sick cow they milk it from, Arby's sauce.
Yep.
How was the green tea candy?
It was fine. I crunched it. Decided to just go ahead and finish it off.
Yeah, we all heard you eat it. Yeah, how was it?
Yeah. It was pretty good. It was actually really pleasant. Like, I've never had a green tea candy before, but it was actually really, really nice.
I've got some green tea Kit Kats over here that Shake brought back for me for Japan.
Green tea Kit Kats?
No, I'm sorry, it's wasabi Kit Kats. He's going to bring me the green tea Kit Kats this year.
Green tea cats.
Green tea
They're
cats.
going to be
I don't have enough
delicious.
cats.
All right.
All right, this soda's not that bad. Maybe if it was, it's also not cold. If I'd gotten it super cold,
Does it have legs?
nope.
Full bodied?
Yeah, it's kind of weak actually.
Hints of elderberry?
I think Fentimans just barely.
They're just awful.
No, it's just bed soda.
It's just like if I compare it to Mondo.
Oh, God, I miss Mondo.
Keep price point in mind.
Yeah, they must just barely carbonate it because they all taste like sort of flat.
Yeah. Either that or it's been sitting on the shelf for a very long time.
Because it says like the ingredients, usually like in soda, you'll see the first ingredient is carbonated water. And in this one, the first ingredient is water.
Okay.
So,
All right. They forgot something.
Well, there you
water,
go.
carbonated water, cane sugar, fermented ginger root,
That's a lot of ginger
cola
root.
flavor, ginger, speedwell, that's an herb apparently, juniper, yarrow extracts. Okay.
I think the packaging reminds you of Fallout, but I
Yeah.
think it like really is. They're trying to attract an older crowd. 1905 is clearly written on the package.
Gotcha.
It's an old time soda.
It does say serve chilled at the top, and I blatantly disregarded that.
It's chilly.
Nicole
in here.
would love that then.
Okay, you guys got anything you want to talk about? Any intros, any stories, anything prepared?
Yes,
Ryan does.
Ryan, go for it.
Well, I actually did think about what I could talk about. I was trying to think about what I could talk about today. And after listening to all the podcasts, I realized me growing up and Tyler growing up, 100% different.
And your brothers, so that's odd.
Yeah. Like, I guess mom and dad got all of their stuff out on Tyler. Like, I had, like, when it got to me, I guess Tyler was older. I had no restrictions on any video games.
So which one of you is Zach and which one of you is Cloud?
Well, Ryan found me clawing words into a tube one time, so
After those bed rails and the porn, I don't know what I could do. So,
well, I mean, also like you're also a gearhead, so I think that bought you a lot of leeway too.
maybe with dad, but
Yeah. So I mean, your dad's favorite, not mom's favorite. It's fine. That's how it is.
Well, it was the drastic difference with, like, whenever Vice City came out, I wasn't very old, but like I could show mom. I remember having a sniper rifle and zooming in on someone's head and blowing it off.
Yeah.
Showing her.
Yeah.
There's no way Tyler could have done
Oh yeah, I'm just walking through the Raccoon City Police Department resident too. My mom flips the fuck out.
And that was yesterday.
Yeah, I couldn't watch wrestling. Undertaker was satanic.
that. Comedy Central, no way.
No way. South Park, which I sort of understand that one, but
She doesn't want to expose you to social commentary. I get it.
well, not back then. Back then it was just chocolate salty balls and Mr. Hanky and all this shit that I'm glad has gone by the wayside.
No, I'm sure that was all social commentary. We just didn't get it at the time.
Well, a lot of the times I could say, "Will you let Tyler?"
I mean, we both ended up in jail though, so they fucked up somewhere along the line.
I agree.
What's up, Internet? I am Dave, your bespectacled host, and I can't remember if I told this story on the mics or not. Tyler, I know I mentioned it to you, but Ryan, as a avid listener, I'm sure you'll be able to answer. Are you caught up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Every day.
Oh fuck!
Blake, where are you?
I'm at least 20 episodes.
Well, we do about 40 of these a week, so I can understand. Ryan, have I mentioned on the show that we got new bathrooms at work?
Yes, a long time
You
ago.
have.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how shitty your old one used to be.
The old ones
Yeah.
were awful.
The new ones are downright
The new ones
palatial.
are very, very nice. Have I mentioned anything else about the bathrooms?
About the
There's
new
this
bathrooms?
hole in the stall.
Yeah, there's this hole, and then there's like this little sign that says like "kick your foot under here."
Yeah, you can press a button and Kiss from a Rose starts playing.
So I have a bathroom etiquette question for everybody because
Okay.
we went from an office with a shitty bathroom with just a single toilet and a sink crammed into a closet
to 3 shitty toilets crammed into a small.
No, here's what's weird is we went from that to a toilet and a urinal. So what's the etiquette there? Like when I go in there, do I shut the door and lock it?
You do.
Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I'm supposed to do.
Yes.
If
Yes.
it has a lock on it.
It does
lock
have a lock on
yeah,
it.
then I would lock it.
Really? Just
Yeah.
for going to the what if I'm just going to the urinal? Does it
Yeah.
change anything?
No.
No, it doesn't.
It's still a single
Because
toilet,
what
a
if
single
someone gets
urinal.
Single toilet, single urinal.
Oh yeah, you locked the door.
You locked it? Really?
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm the
Absolutely,
only one who
because-
didn't know this.
But it has a. Does it have a stall? Like
There's a
and-
stall.
and you can lock the stall.
Yeah,
too.
the stall has a door, and then there's a divider between the urinal.
Oh.
There's a divider between the urinal and the sink, and the urinal and the toilet.
But it has
that has
the
a
toilet
door.
has a door on it.
Well, the toilet itself does not, but there's a divider with a door that locks.
You can enter an enclosed space
You can
of shit.
you
No,
can crawl
so
inside the
someone else
toilet.
is in the
Yes.
bathroom. They can't see you shitting.
They can't. They'll hear you.
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
Okay.
then yeah, really you probably shouldn't lock the door in that case.
So don't lock the door.
No.
Okay. So what if new scenario? Wipe the slate clean. Same bathroom. What if I go in there to poop? Now what? Do I lock the door or do I unlock it?
Nope.
Depends how bad the
lock it.
shit is.
Exactly, right? Because like, what if I know going in like this is gonna be a bad one?
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna be
Yeah, but
doing someone a
here's-
favor by locking the door.
Here's the thing: is if everyone else's understanding is you don't ever lock the door, then if you lock the door, they think that you're locked in there with either by yourself.
Help me! I'm trapped in here.
Yeah.
They're still
Like,
gonna
you're
know
being
it's
an
you
asshole.
because then they're gonna have to wait probably. They're gonna stand beside the door until you unlock it and walk out, and they know exactly what you left behind.
Okay.
It's not an
here we
issue of
go.
that. It's not an issue of them knowing that it was me who did the horrible thing. It's just like I don't want to be sitting on the toilet and someone walk in and be like, oh, and then like hear the door shut.
You have to lock it when you go into poop because if you go into poop and the door to the stall is closed and then another guy walks in to go to the urinal, but his understanding is you always lock the door, then he walks in and locks the door behind him and then you're both locked in there at the same time. And that's really weird.
Why is that
Right?
weird?
Because someone else is going to knock on the door. Like they're going to try to come in. It's
Why
going to be
you guys
locked. They're
in
going
with
to
the door
realize someone
locked?
else is in there. And then whenever both of you come out at the same time, it's going to look like you're receiving fellatio in there.
Okay, I mean, so it sounds like it just boils down to there's no rule set. There's like no office rule where it's like, hey, you go into the bathroom, you lock the door, or you don't.
If there was
lock the door.
another toilet, there would be no doubt.
Right.
Do not
See?
lock the door.
That's it.
Yeah.
Another toilet or another urinal, I feel like.
Yep.
If you have
Yep.
if you have 3 places where you can relieve yourself, I feel like you'd never lock the door.
I feel like
You just don't lock it.
the stall for the toilet is the divider.
That's what you feel like that's where it is?
If it was just a toilet sitting there, yes, lock the door.
Well, absolutely,
But
yeah.
it's there so you can ship privately, and someone else can still use the urinal, so you don't lock the door.
Mag, it looks like you have something important to say.
Is it co-ed?
No, it's not co-ed. There's men's and women's. I don't know why I said it like, no, of course not. That's actually a really good question.
Gross.
It's men's and women's. Does that change things?
Yes, because if it was co-ed, no lady wants to.
Then you should lock the door if it's
You
co-ed.
always lock the door if it's co-ed.
Because
Hold on, Meg.
'cause
You said no, lady, and that's not true. There are
Yeah.
only a few.
Blake has a
but-
point. Is it because you're worried about seeing a wiener?
Yes.
Okay. Then that's the only issue?
Meg, how do you
Granted,
think we
Meg
go
is
to
worried
the
about that a
bathroom?
lot.
Because I have never gone in a men's restroom and seen a wiener.
Really?
0 times.
Oh man, I've seen so many.
Because I don't look
So
down
many.
there.
I
I
seen
like-
the shadow the last time I was in Nashville.
it's how you can tell the time from the shadow of the dick.
No, I've seen so many like old man dicks that like they'll be
No.
angled out
No.
for you, so you have to get a glance when you
No,
walk
you're
in.
looking too
Or-
low.
Or they just have it sitting like on the rim of the
Nope.
urinal and they're standing back a little bit.
No, you're looking too low.
No,
Tyler,
I've seen-
the
I've
onus
seen
is
it.
on you.
You don't. I don't look down until the situation is about to come
I mean,
out.
whenever
Why-
you
why
walk
is
in,
that?
you have to look to see which are available urinals. Once you get approach a urinal, yeah, you look straight ahead.
Are these
But,
the
like,
shortest
when
people
you
in the
come
world that you're
They're all pretty short.
Because I could
bunch of
pretty much
Oompa
just
Loompas?
look straight ahead and
Because
see the
if you
person
walk
there.
into a bathroom and a guy is like cheating out 45 degrees, like he's angling for you to walk in, and when you look at that wall, you're gonna see something.
I don't know.
Is
I've
he
never
like
seen a wiener.
lounging on the wall behind the urinal? He's got his wiener like angled around. Like I've never seen anyone cheating out to the side of 45 degrees. I think it
Yeah,
is.
no, I've seen it 3 or 4 different times.
I think your technique is suspect.
Granted, I exclusively use bathrooms in adult theaters, so
I feel like the only way that would be the case, like the only way you'd see wieners so much is if you crawled into bathrooms instead of walking. Dave, why are you so worried about seeing so much penis?
listener, call in and let me know if I'm the only one who's ever seen a dick in a bathroom.
No, I was just curious if Meg was concerned about smelling a man poop or if it
Duke.
was straight up a wiener. And it was just straight up wiener. I'm glad. Thank you for being honest.
Yeah. I don't really use public bathrooms because I don't like being heard. Like I don't want someone else to hear me pooping. I don't know why. Like everybody poops, I get it. But like
Yeah.
if I have to take a shit, like I just don't do it because I don't want people to hear me. Man, I was sitting in a stall a couple days ago, and the guy 2 over was like, blop, 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 and the guy beside me started laughing. And I could not help it. Like I was prepared to really stifle it, but the guy
Yeah.
before me, beside me, just started snickering. I lost it. I lost it.
You should have answered him in return. It could have been like a little little banter.
I had
Doodling
a
buttholes.
I had a similar experience in a public restroom one time where that was going on in a stall, and then it was nonstop. It was kind of like at a concert where the music is just like overwhelming, and then it just stopped. And then the guy in the next stall said, "Are you okay?" And then everyone in the bathroom just started laughing. We had a bonding moment in the bathroom.
A girl told me this story once that she was really nervous about farting while she was pooping, like in public bathrooms. So she would take a wad of toilet paper and push it against her butthole as like a muffler for whenever she.
Yeah, a
farted.
butt muffler.
A silencer.
A muffler.
There you go. A muffler.
Meg, what do you think? What's the etiquette on that?
Yay or nay on the butt muffler?
Nay. Okay. I also say nay. I don't know. I get it. I get not wanting to be heard, but the thing is, like, the only time you're going to be heard is like when you really, really have to go to the bathroom right then and there.
I only poop every couple of days though. So like when I poop, like I poop. Like it is a big deal.
You poor creature. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah. Like sometimes I have to flush twice because it's so girthy.
See, I have piss anxiety sometimes.
Yeah.
Like whenever I'm like pissing at the urinal and then just there's a moment there, you have cock out before you actually start peeing.
Right.
Well, if someone walks in and actually like pees next to me,
Yeah.
there's that awkward silence to where we're both sitting there.
Yeah, and
I can't piss.
Yeah, you're
Like,
staring at the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the worst
I
is
just waiting. Are you gonna pee yet? And then I don't know.
you should break the ice and just look over and be like,
one of
hey, you
us
got a
needs
nice
to go
one. And then turn back and just start peeing.
That depends. Are you the guy from Craigslist? No. Okay, then, yeah, I'm gonna pee. So yeah, because there's that brief moment where you're just two guys standing by each other with your dicks out for no real reason.
So the
I mean,
urinal.
no, there is a real reason. You're both missing.
Not yet.
The urinal in this bathroom, I am, it's very high. It's a very high urinal. I like to consider it the confidence boosting urinal because it's so high that when I pee in it and when I'm done and I give it the jiggle, it almost touches the urinal. And I'm like, all right.
When you give what the jiggle?
My wiener. My wiener. When I shake the pee pee off my wiener, Blake.
Do you do a big shake so it looks like you have a bigger dick?
Oh yeah. Well, how does that work?
You grab it by the face. And
Wait,
Yeah, like you
teach
grab
me
a
this
base
technique.
and you shake it like this, and it makes it look like you have a bigger dick than if you just went.
Like grab it by the scruff of the neck. like you're disciplining a kitten.
Hold on. Okay, so here's a question. I've always wondered this. I don't think anyone ever taught me how to like make sure there's no pee left. I don't remember. That's not a memory I have.
Oh, I don't want to answer this question.
I know. Do you actually jiggle? Because I feel like I'm more like milking a cow.
I give it like I'm like Indiana Jones, and it's like whip, whip, and then it's I put it back in.
I just bang it against the side of the porcelain.
I do everything I can. Like I will visibly strain. I will like I'm milking a cow. I will shake it and then get toilet paper and dab the end of it. Let it go, just to make sure nothing else comes out.
Yeah.
Then you get drunk.
And then try to do it again, and then put my pants on, and still inevitably, it's like I've just got drops all inside my. And it's worse when I'm wearing sweatpants with no underwear. So immediately, I walk away, and what Phil Hawkins' sandwich pope has, he calls it angel kisses all over your legs. Because that's the fucking worst.
That's a good way to start the day, by the way.
If I do that and like I haven't like gotten it good enough, for some reason it goes straight down my pants leg. Like I will get hit in the ankle with a drop of urine. I'm like, what the fuck? How did that make it all the way down my leg?
All right, stop bragging, Blake. Let's get on with the show.
My dick ends at my knee. How did it get all the way to my ankle?
Okay, that's not where I was going. Whatever. Also, it's huge.
Yeah, we get it.
Like huge. Like so big.
I've asked Laura Beth, so I know.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
All right. All right, so now we have this conversation. Ryan, how big are you?
Big enough.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just like Josh.
Yeah, that's a.
Josh has a penis, Meg. I'm sorry that makes you uncomfortable.
Meg, this isn't a weird conversation at all.
Meg sees Josh like a Ken doll. He's just anatomically just bare. She really doesn't think he has any sexuality whatsoever. He's just an androgynous figure in her life.
I think I'd rather think about Josh's wiener than that, because that is weird. I'd like to recognize Josh as a human with a penis.
Yeah. Interesting. Meg, which of Tyler's friends do you imagine have penises?
None of them.
None.
Yeah. Yeah. That means you, Dave.
Yeah, well, I mean, I barely do. So
No, we've already
she's
established
almost right.
Huge.
You guys want to talk about Fallout?
Not really. Oh yeah, sure, yeah. I changed my answer.
Dave, do you hear that?
Yeah, I do. It's the Tinkle Train.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Tinkle Train.
Slap.
Sound of flesh hitting porcelain.
Not the porcelain dinner bell. The Tinkle Train, which of course ushers in the segment that we like to call Dave reads some Wikipedia.
Man, the porcelain dinner bell has got to be like the sound to come to the glory hole. The porcelain dinner bell.
Thank you. I was
Yeah,
proud
I
of
feel-
that turn of phrase. Thank you.
I feel like it's one of those phrases that you guys need to describe. What's the porcelain dinner bell? But
That's
can get,
Urban
later.
Dictionary. I think we should
Yeah.
get the porcelain dinner bell on there if it's not already.
Well, I'll check.
Okay, guys. Fallout New Vegas is an action role-playing video game in the Fallout video game series. The game was developed by Obsidian Entertainment and published for Bethesda Softworks. It released for Microsoft Windows, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3 in October 2010. The game, surprise, is based in a post-apocalyptic open-world environment around the area of Nevada, California, and Arizona. The player takes control of the character known as the Courier, who is hired by a delivery service to take an unknown package across the Mojave Desert to the New Vegas Strip. During the delivery, the Courier is intercepted, shot in the head, and left for dead by a mysterious man who steals the package, which is obviously green tea candy. After being found by a friendly robot, Victor, and healed by a man named Doc Mitchell, the Courier is thrust back into the desert to seek revenge and recover the stolen package. By doing this, the player becomes caught between various factions competing for control over the desert and its most valuable asset, the Hoover Dam. Comes back to what Tyler said about water last time. Ultimately coming to shape the future of its inhabitants. Even though it directly succeeds Fallout 3 in order of game release, it offers a similar action role-playing experience and shares its engine and its legacy content with Fallout 3. New Vegas is not a direct sequel. It marks the return of some elements found in Fallout 2. The game was a critical and commercial success, shipping more than 5 million copies altogether. All right, that's it.
There. Yeah, before you read that, I was like, man, I think I've played Fallout New Vegas, but
Yeah.
now that you read that, yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't.
You have not?
Whoops. Nope.
None of that sounded familiar.
nope. Not at all.
So,
Sorry, guys.
tell us some more toilet stories.
Porcelain dinner bell is real, by the way. There are
Is it really?
bunches of them on Etsy.
On Etsy?
Yeah, there's a bunch of real porcelain
Actual
dinner bells.
porcelain dinner bells.
Oh, that's not fair.
Okay, sorry.
How about butt mufflers? How many of those are on Etsy? A crocheted butt muffler.
Did you ever ask her if she shit on her hand?
Ryan from downtown.
Well, is there also the opposite? Is the butt whistle tip that makes it
Yeah.
just like go a lot louder in the bathroom?
Absolutely.
They go woo 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 woo. But
notes.
surprise, I love Fallout New Vegas. Absolutely.
You said you got it on release.
Yeah,
Night.
I did. I went to GameStop, got it midnight release, brought it back, and I got the special because depending on where you pre-ordered it, you started with a different starter pack of pre-order bonuses.
Yeah.
So I got GameStop gave me like the weathered 10 millimeter, which I love that gun. Lost it to a bug.
Like a glitch in the game.
Yes. No, bug came up. Rad Roach just like, no, yoink. Stole it.
Blowfly just flew away with it.
No, I remember like I loved my weathered 10 millimeters. I'm gonna use this gun throughout my good standby for
Yeah.
the rest of the game. I loved it. It looked cool. It was still pretty strong. And then I decided to put some accessories on it. I guess it was not programmed to handle those well because like I put a scope on it, and whenever I come back up, like everything is like this weird yellow tunnel vision. Like unequip it, comes back to normal. Try to move the scope off, it removes it. Pull it back, still everything's fucked up. So I just had to toss it at
It's
that
your
point.
LSD gun, bro. What's wrong?
Well, there's that perk for
What?
that. There's the
Glitch?
Wild Wasteland perk if you want an acid trip.
A glitch in a Fallout game? No.
I know.
On release?
Oh.
That's crazy.
I've only run into one so far in Fallout 4.
I've also run
So-
into just one.
I've only played for 5 minutes, but I'm just kidding. I haven't played.
So the other thing they give you in that pack is the canteen. You
Yes.
get that in the GameStop.
Yes.
Which makes the survival mode of the game completely pointless because
Pretty
like
much.
it's just unlimited water in that canteen.
Yep. Like you can't really use it to heal very well, but
No,
yeah,
but it'll keep you
it satisfies
hydrated.
your thirst, so you don't have to. Then it's just worried about food and weight at that point.
It auto drinks it too. Like you don't even have to use it. It's just like every now and then you'll get a message. You take a sip from your pre-order canteen. Sweet.
God, I hate
Thanks-
pre-order
thanks,
bullshit.
GameStop.
I just need to say that.
I was hoping to get you on that tangent.
Yeah, after
God.
it was the whole what was it? I think it was Fable 3 that made me be like,
Oh, man.
God, pre-order stuff is so bad.
Yeah. That
Like-
was the same one for me, honestly.
Oh man,
Fable 3.
because I remember like the swords you got, like clearly, like I remember that I was reading commentary about it. Like they give you this OP sword at the start of Fable 3 for your pre-order.
Yep.
So you'll blow through it that much quicker and sell it back to them so they can turn around and make a double profit on it. I was like, oh man, that is totally what it's for. Shit.
Genius.
Yeah.
I cannot stand when I get a gun early in a game like that and just stick with it the entire freaking time. Like, this is boring. This is not what I signed up for. And yet you gave it to me and I can't help but use it because I'm a freaking min-maxer and I can't help.
No, I get
be
it.
most efficient as possible.
That's like the Chris Agram and Symphony of the Night, which I found, which is like the most badass sword in the
Yeah.
game. And it was just like ever since I found it, it was just like mowing through bosses, mowing through everything. And a part of me was like, I should probably not use this. But like the logical part of me was like, no, if you fucking found this, you use this.
fair's fair. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, because it's so weird that that's just like a rare drop of just some random ass enemy. Like if it was a boss, like I'd understand that a little bit more, but no, just random guy, just this unbelievable weapon.
I didn't know any better either
Yeah.
because it was like, I remember it because you were there, Tyler, when I was playing it. And I kind of looked over and I was like, is this normal? Because like this seems really
Yeah.
easy. This game is incredibly easy. You're like, what is that? Something called a Chris Agram?
Because Josh's last playthrough, and he made sure he got 2 and dual wielded them, and it was fucking over, man.
Yeah, but even worse than that is when they give it to you for paying extra,
Right.
Or for pre-order,
Or for pre-ordering, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel about? So, how do you feel about special editions then, Blake?
Okay, so I don't pre-order bullshit anymore, so you can't get them usually. I've never gotten a special edition in my entire life, to be honest, and I love like tchotchke bullshit, but I'm not going to pay extra for artwork, and I'm not going to pay extra for something that I'm never going to look at again. Even the Halo games, I've never gotten like the Legendary Edition or anything. So I always just buy the standard game. I pay my $60 and I enjoy the game.
Yeah.
So.
Tyler, what about you? Because I know
pretty
you're
much-
kind of a collector.
Yeah, I got the special edition of, I think, Persona Q, and a special edition of Shin Megami Tensei 4, and Yoshi's, because I want the green amiibo, the green yarn,
The woolly
Yoshi
one?
amiibo, yeah, the Woolly World. The green one only comes in that deluxe edition.
God, that's
so
bullshit.
I got
They got
that.
you, they've got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they've got
You don't even use your amiibos, do you? Like you just collect
No,
them, right?
Exactly. They are all in the
Yeah.
boxes on my wall.
Because I know that feeling. Like I know that feeling of like those sons of bitches.
It's like,
the
I want
only
the-
way I could get this is to get the.
Yeah.
They know me so well. They know I'm gonna do it. Blizzard gets me like that every single.
I mean, I wanted the game anyway, so it wasn't that big of a deal for
yeah.
me.
No,
But
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
but otherwise, like I don't do special editions.
Ryan, what about you? Do you ever do special editions?
I don't. No, not really.
Yeah.
I do have I have a 360 collection that I've been working on, like a sealed, and I have
Oh, cool.
Fallout 3 and New Vegas sealed
Nice.
with the release sticker on them. So
Nice.
I remember I think it was Halo 3. It came with a small Master Chief helmet that everyone calls a cat helmet. Because it's perfectly sized.
Shit, I
perfectly
remember
sized for a
that.
cat. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
No, some really cool shit comes out of it. Like I love it. Like if I could just buy it instead of like paying a premium on eBay later, like if I could just buy the artifact, then I'd probably do that. But I can't pay $120 for a game. Like there's no way. There's no way.
it's like the
There's
Halo.
no way.
The Halo was like $250 for like the ultimate Halo 5.
Shit.
Like came with a statue and everything.
Well, honestly, that might be a better deal because the game's not that good.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Because I was
unfortunately.
looking at Bethesda's website for a Fallout, and I do really like the Fallout collection, which is 4 is not. I don't think 4 is included, but it's all the other Fallouts updated, ready to play, and they come in a mini nuke that I think is very
Yeah.
cool. And that
Yeah.
was like $90, and I was like, okay, that's all right. That's not so bad. I might get that. And then when I was
Yeah.
looking about Fallout 4 stuff, and I saw the Fallout 4 Ultimate Edition or whatever, and it was like $160, I think. And I was looking through it, and I was like, okay, the big artwork, some animation cells, and like a map pack, a bunch of Nuka-Cola caps, and a lot of cool stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, that's not so bad. And I was scrolling through, and it's just like, I don't see that there's a copy of Fallout 4 included in this.
Oh yeah.
And then like I pulled up online, and people were like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?" Bethesda, yeah, just doesn't include doesn't come with the game. It just
Is that
all that money for just some trinkets.
Is
It's
that
like
the,
a digital download though, or something, right?
No, you do not get the game in any form or fashion with this
Okay.
thing.
is that the one with the Pip-Boy, or is that a different
I
edition?
think a Pip-Boy comes with that. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Does
like,
the
it had
Pip-Boy
cool stuff in it,
fit
just
all-
not the game.
Wow.
Would
So,
the Pip-Boy fit my Note, or does it have? What phone does it fit? That's what I'm not sure about.
I have no idea. I don't know anything about it, honestly. I know that Barbecue Baron Drew got one, so we can ask him.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah,
for
I know
the
Paul
Fallout 4
Cool
episode.
has his coming, or
Oh,
has
yeah?
one as well.
Sweet.
Yeah. But.
So yeah, I just bought.
Wait, are we talking about Fallout 4?
We're
No.
we're just doing it.
we're talking about collector's stuff at the moment.
Check your privilege, Blake.
But no, so I just straight up bought Fallout 4 on Steam. No pre-order, no nothing.
I pre-ordered for $12 discount. That's what will get me to pre-order. Give me a discount, and I will pre-order the game.
I will not.
I don't
refuse.
really.
Absolutely refuse.
Interesting. You just want to hear the reviews first, or
No, I don't want them to be able to count on my money before their game comes out. Like,
so it's
not even.
spite.
It's not spite. Like when gamers pay for games before they even come out, then what reason do game developers have to put out a good game? They have zero reason. You've already bought their freaking game.
Yeah,
so
but
I don't do it.
yeah, I get it.
I get that. At the same time, like the gaming industry, I feel like is just sort of fucked up right now in general because
It's not going to get better.
I know it's not because games are so expensive to make. So it's just like they try to do little stuff like that to try and cover costs. So on one hand, I get it. On the other hand, there's that darker side of the coin where like EA, you're fine. They're just straight up fucking you. But then like other companies, I get games are just so like the teams and the hundreds of people it takes to make a game now, and that's why risks can't be taken, so quality goes down, but costs are still the same.
A lot of that money doesn't get spread around though, because like I know the voice actors union, they're talking about possibly going on strike if things aren't
Really?
fixed. Yeah, because they're not getting compensated well. The devs aren't getting compensated well.
So it's just the company.
I mean, I don't know, but I assume like when I hear devs saying we're not getting money off of these like AAA titles, like we want a cut of this, and the voice actors are saying the same thing. We want royalties on this because like these are big games that are making millions of dollars, and we're not seeing we're barely seeing a fraction of that.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder where is it going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'd like to know, like, is it that hard to cover that they need to do all this stuff to maintain a certain profit margin for shareholders and shit like that? Or is it just gross compensation?
Yeah, but if that's the way it is, it's their own freaking fault. Like they're the ones who have geared up this machine in the way that it is. Like it does not have to be that way, and it didn't used to be that way, and we still got AAA titles.
Yeah, that's true. But I do think it's interesting that now we're seeing more. Like I feel like a $40 price point is becoming a more common price range, because like I feel like there's a $60 price point, and now it feels like there's a $40 price point where like a developer will put out a game and be like, look, this isn't a AAA title. We're not even going to kid ourselves, but we do think it's worth $40.
Right.
And then you've got the indie games that are usually significantly less expensive than
Fallout
that.
4 is the first like AAA big deal title I've bought on release day since BioShock Infinite, because I normally I don't go down that road very often.
Sure.
I'll
No, I don't
do
either.
Steam on discount, retro games, handheld stuff.
Yeah.
Fine. It has to be a game that I'm just all about in order for me to do a $60 AAA game at this point.
Like Fallout. Like
Yeah.
I get it.
Right. It's because Bethesda, right? Like you trust Bethesda,
Right.
I do.
There's a lot of trust that goes into pre-ordering a game, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt the same way about Bungie, and Destiny on release was kind of a mess. It was fun, and I still play it to this day.
Yeah.
But on release it was a mess, and like Bungie, they got their act together, and I think maybe that's where my trust comes in now. That I trust them to fix it later, but that was not the case to start off with. So, yeah.
Fallout New Vegas.
Right, New Vegas.
Because Ryan, you played this and loved this game too.
Yeah. Like I was telling you earlier, I loved it. I thought it was awesome, but
Nicole syndrome.
no,
Love it, but didn't finish it.
correct.
Yeah.
But even though I didn't finish Skyrim, I would, if I had to pick two games, but if I had to pick between the two, I would pick Skyrim over Fallout for
Yeah.
sure.
Really?
Yeah.
So wait, Skyrim over New Vegas?
Over
or
New
just
Vegas, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't played 4 yet, so we'll see.
But
I'm
you
curious.
You never finished Fallout New Vegas. Did you finish Skyrim?
No, I didn't finish it either. I got it.
Why?
I just haven't had the time. That's the only reason.
Oh,
Only
Skyrim
reason.
came out a long time ago. Yes, you have.
Well,
I haven't finished it either,
I
honestly.
did, but I have so many friends, close friends, that always want me to play with them. So like
Yeah.
every time I log on my computer, I'm usually playing with them or
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So I don't have a whole lot of time.
You have
to
WoW
play by
rating
myself.
and shit like that you do too. So
Not anymore, but yeah.
oh,
at the
I
time,
didn't know that.
I got
haven't
bored of
played
Skyrim. And I think it's just because I didn't do the quests at all. I just explored a whole bunch and
Just got fatigue.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
exactly. I got completely fatigued, and it was like, I think I'm done because I had like a lot of time in the game, and I didn't
Yeah.
even touch any of the main quest.
Yep.
line.
That's my problem. Is like games are so big now. The games I really love are huge, and so I just get fatigued. Like because I'm a completionist, I want to do everything, which means I
Sure.
end up not doing a whole lot
Yeah, you end up-
because
yeah.
I never get to it.
You're miserable.
Well, I've heard in Skyrim that's
I
like
get
the
it.
worst possible way to play that game.
I believe it.
Yeah. I mean, so what about Fallout New Vegas? I mean, how big of a game is it?
I easily put another 100 hours into this game.
Okay, wow.
Probably more. Because our common complaint about New Vegas is, of course, it's not straight up Bethesda. It's
Right.
Obsidian with Bethesda, so it's
Right.
it's still a different company.
Right.
I think they did an amazing job. Common complaint is that they feel like it's just an expansion for Fallout 3 because
I thought it was.
because it
I
is
thought it
very
was.
similar. It's
Yeah.
extremely similar. But I look at it the same way I looked at D&D 3.0 and D&D 3.5. Like, give me more of this, just fix it. And they did. Except for one thing I think is just so fucking stupid. Because the thing about Fallout 3, when they release it and you can't play after the ending, they got so many fucking complaints that they made Broken Steel just because they got so much shit for it.
People want to continue.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So I sort of understand what Bethesda was doing in Fallout 3 because they want you to die at the end. Okay, fine. But they still went ahead and they
Spoilers.
just fixed it so people would enjoy it. And in Fallout New Vegas, like, that's not the case. You don't die at the end. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to keep going. And even then, like, they still didn't fix it in Fallout New Vegas. There's no zero DLC that fixes the problem. If you just play it through the end, that's just it for New Vegas. And I think that is fucking stupid. Everything else, I think, was a great improvement.
I kind of thought that New Vegas, I liked it. I liked New Vegas. It wasn't as exciting to me as Fallout 3 was.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because it is, I realize it's a wasteland. There's not a whole lot of like really interesting things to look at. But this area was a desert to begin with. So it's kind of like,
A desolate desert.
yeah, I mean, it kind of did feel like there were times where, and like, I'm not a fast traveler. So this might come into play where it's just like I'm just walking through just wasteland, like just desert, complete desert. There's nothing interesting around at all. And like, I'm just like, when I see something in the distance, like, it's just, okay, now I'm fixated on this thing. Like, there is something, the first interesting thing I've seen and this is ridiculous, the first interesting thing I've seen in 5 seconds, you know?
Well, see, that's the thing, because Fallout East Coast and Fallout West Coast games are very different. And the factions even all act differently whenever you're involved with them.
Yeah.
And the thing about, I can take it not being as epic at the beginning, because I understand what they were trying to do. Every Fallout is about a vault dweller, but there's still a whole population out there that didn't get into the vaults. So what I liked about Vegas was like, okay, you're just a courier. You're not from a vault. You're just someone who was just born here.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's not going to be as epic because like, you're just a guy who got mixed up in something. You're just a regular working guy surviving in the wasteland.
I think it could still be epic. I just don't think that you have that same kind of like reveal that you do in the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's just
The
matter of
beginning was a
storytelling.
letdown a little bit.
Because I mean, you're just kind of found in the desert by this doctor, and he's like, "All right, well, what do you remember?" And then it's like 2 seconds of character creation. It's like, "All right, go on."
Play this game here. Okay, then you set your stats in the game or whatever.
And that's cool. I mean, how it looks and how they styled
Mm-hmm.
it and everything. But it just seemed like it was just kind of like, all right. I think that is part of why people feel like this is an expansion almost, because it doesn't have that like great beginning that sets it apart, like just right off the bat. I think you set yourself up for people to scrutinize it when it's, all right, well, here's 20 seconds of a intro, and then you go and just do the thing that you want to do.
Because, that's Fallout 3 is like that, and Fallout 4, honestly, is like that. The
Some
big,
huge
amazing
cinematic,
intro.
yeah.
So, I just wonder if that was a condition that Bethesda gave Obsidian,
I don't know.
ours are vault dwellers that start out like this, do something
Yeah.
that's not this.
I don't know. Could
Maybe.
be.
I don't know.
That makes
Just
sense. Because
speculation.
they don't want to dilute their franchise the AAA titles, the marquee ones, and so they're like, you can have side stories and other people can do side stories, but we do the main story. That makes sense to me.
Did you guys ever have, because I know in Skyrim I had that moment, did you guys ever have a moment like a quest or something you did that was just like amazing, that just that drew you into the game?
You're kind of playing it, then you do something that then,
That-
now I'm in this.
Yeah, exactly. Because I had that for Skyrim, but I didn't have that in Fallout, so that could have had my bias there.
Well, in Fallout 3, it was me getting my house.
Okay.
That's absolutely, because I wasn't enjoying it once I got my house, and it's like, okay, I'm fucking in this fucking game.
Yeah, and I think Fallout 3 is full of moments like that. I am having a hard time coming up with a moment in New Vegas that was just like, oh yeah. I mean, when I got to the strip, I feel like that was
Yeah,
probably
the strip is it, but
Club.
that takes
The
a
strip
little
club.
while.
the strip club. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think that's a no, Tyler. I feel like I feel like if you can't even think of if it doesn't come to you,
there
then
was
the
no
answer's
moment that was as big. Of course, getting on the strip was big. I think getting the city that has the T-Rex outside of it.
Okay.
Whenever I figured out that quest by myself,
Yeah.
and got Boone and had Boone join me as a companion,
Yeah.
then I felt good and invested in the game. Or whenever you roll up on the city that the Legion has just come through, and everyone's crucified and put up, and then
Yeah.
that was a moment.
That is a good moment. Yeah.
when Invictus Lupin or whatever is talking to you, and I get that visceral anger, then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, now I'm invested in this.
Yeah.
Now I have it's causing me a outside of myself human emotion.
Yeah.
So maybe then, but you're right, it's not the same as coming out of the vault or getting my house exactly. So
Yeah. I mean, and they have to have those moments though, because the game is kind of desolate, right? So they have to figure out ways to draw you in and to elicit that emotion, because it's not going to be, you're not going to get that same through just kind of day-to-day activity in the world. And I think that's Fallout 3 was kind of like that for me. Even in Fallout 3, I liked it, but I didn't love it like Tyler does. For me, I just didn't have. I didn't have very many of those moments for some reason. I don't know what it was. And so I think that's why I didn't play New Vegas, is because it felt like DLC, and then I also just didn't hear anyone rave about it until much after the fact, where Tyler was in love with it.
yeah, I love
Go ahead.
single player story driven experiences. I feel are rare. So whenever
Yeah.
I come across one that's just such high quality, I'm all about it. So it's just like BioShock, all the BioShocks, and Fallout 3 and Fallout
Yep.
New Vegas. I just could not get enough of them.
And see, I feel like the BioShock games are a lot more story driven than Fallout, and it might be because of the way I play it. Like if I were to play the game quest, just follow the main quest line, then maybe it would feel like a story is being told. What happens to me more often than not is, like I said, I'll wander for 20 hours and then be like, oh yeah, I got a quest to do. And then
No.
I'll travel all the way back to the quest and be like, I'll get there and I'll be talking to the NPC. And while they're talking, I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about. I don't know. I can't remember why I'm supposed to see them. I don't know any of this. So,
Let's see, they added hardcore mode. Josh brought that up last time. I think hardcore mode is such a genius addition. I loved it so much.
What is it?
Every playthrough I've gone through, I've turned on hardcore mode. That is where you have to eat and drink to survive. You can't just sleep and repair limbs when they break. You have to get stim packs and go to a doctor.
Oh, okay.
Radiation, stuff like that. You don't heal naturally. You don't have a fast healing element.
So it really turns up the survival aspects of the game.
And I love that. So far, I haven't encountered anything like that in Fallout 4, which makes me sad. But I don't know if that's because I know there's a survival mode, but I don't know if it's just the extremely hard one.
yeah, I thought is that not what it's called in New Vegas? Is it not called survival? It's called hardcore?
Hardcore,
Okay.
yep.
Well, then
Maybe
they're
it's something
different.
you'll be able to buy soon.
Yeah.
Probably.
But God, and then the companions were kind of shitty in Fallout 3, and they improved the Fallout or the companion system in Fallout New Vegas because you had like a command wheel,
Right.
And of course, in hardcore mode, if your companion is shot and dies, they're dead. There's no getting back. They are gone.
Oh, wow.
And normal mode, they just fall unconscious, and then we'll get up after all the enemies are defeated.
They're treated like an essential NPC.
Yeah. So what
When
I do with that is like, because I always played hardcore mode. So if I knew I was going into something, I'd have to leave my companion, either not have one, have them stay off to the side, because like I
They'll
wasn't
get
going to
themselves
risk
killed.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, they will. I mean, even with the wheel, it's just like they'll definitely get
A
themselves
Boone
killed.
is the only one that might survive
'Cause he's
Boone's
not
a
all up
sniper.
in- right.
Yeah. But
Is it not
otherwise,
is it not a situation where you can save beforehand, and then if they die, just reload the save?
you can, but like events
That's
where
rough.
it's that much of a clusterfuck, you're redoing a lot of stuff.
Right.
So, and what's cool about, because I don't remember it really happening in Fallout 3, but in New Vegas, there are certain quests that count basically as like points toward you growing close to one of your companions. So if you do these certain quests with them with you, they'll get close. Like Boone, at first, you talk to Boone, he just won't, he's like, hey, he asked about his wife. I don't want to talk about that. But once you get enough points with Boone, he will then tell you about his wife, which triggers a quest for Boone that you go and do, and that unlocks like more things to do with him.
You have to go to the island and stop them from getting in the plane.
Gets locked, takes up to the top where the heroin is.
Right.
So no, and then being able to do that with every companion, I love that. I thought that was a much improved system.
That's cool. I always wanted more, and from Fallout 3 with that system, so that's really encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I hated about the Fallout series so far is I don't like the karma. Because I feel like I'm forced to make a certain decision based on getting good karma or bad karma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Fallout 3 did actually do something where right in the middle was actually beneficial in some ways.
Right.
But you're right. There's no like, do good in this situation, get something, or be bad in this situation, get something. It's just like this grand total overall. So it's strange. Karma wasn't as big of a deal in New Vegas. Like there weren't like
I barely
perks and stuff like a bunch of stuff relating to it. Like it wasn't, factions were a much bigger deal. Factions were a new system in New Vegas.
And I thought the factions were actually a really interesting part of the game.
Yes, you basically didn't have karma yourself. You just had your affiliation, your karmic standings in every faction that determined if they were hunting you, your discounts, how people would treat you, stuff like that in each faction.
And if you dressed like a certain faction, like if you dressed like the NCR in the Khans camp, they would attack you.
Yep.
But if you dressed like one of the Khans and you had good favor with them, they would just let you walk through the camp.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool. I did really like that. And I did like how it was all centered around the Hoover Dam because, there's your focal point, and it was just telling the story about how this location affects everyone around it.
And it felt like it was a very legitimate, like, this is a thing that would totally happen.
Right.
So, and as opposed to like Fallout 3, where it was just like mystery radiation machine that cleanses the water in the Jefferson Memorial. So
Right.
it's like, this was more tangible.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because I feel like just in general, on the whole, I think that Fallout New Vegas feels more like a simulation to me than Fallout 3 does.
Yeah, it's not as fantastical.
Wait, so what is
their good point? I mean, it's not good or bad for either one, but
Right.
like,
No, I think that's
Yeah.
a notable difference between the two of
yeah,
them.
no, you're totally right though.
So what is the Hoover Dam? What's the purpose of it in this world now?
Water.
And electricity.
And everyone needs both of those things desperately.
So people are just vying for control of the dam.
yes.
So because the guy's name is House, what Robert House I think is his name, but he was the CEO behind.
Spoilers, by the way. Like,
Yeah, spoilers. This is New Vegas.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
right.
You're right. But House was
How old is this game?
pretty old.
Yeah. What did we say? 2010,
yeah.
something like that.
But
sorry.
so House, I believe he was like the CEO of like Robco, which you see every computer you
Right,
fucking
all the
pull up in
terminals,
Fallout is
yeah.
all Robco. I think that's the one he did. So like he's of course this billionaire, and is set up in Vegas, and it's his influence and the things that he was able to do that basically protected Las Vegas from the bulk of just the nuclear holocaust.
And banditry.
And yeah, so it's like they have the big walls. He has like all these special securitrons. Like he has made sure Las Vegas is protected. So now it's New Vegas. He is in control of it. It's fucking Vegas. Like it draws so much power from the Hoover Dam. So he's also having to like, the people need the fresh water that comes there, the electricity that it generates. So House is trying to protect New Vegas. The NCR is moving in. NCR wants the Hoover Dam. House wants to keep them out because that's how his city stays alive. And of course, then Caesar's Legion, which is a huge amount of slavers, are coming in from. I think they're more in like New Mexico is where they start, and now they've made their way over here. They're just enslaving everybody. And here's the thing about Caesar's Legion is Caesar's Legion is the only one of the factions out of everything you can do, the only faction that guarantees a lawful society where society can become civilized again and things can come out of it. But they're fucking evil. They're slavers. They're awful. They're terrible. But they're the only thing that actually brings law back to the wasteland.
I mean, that's like you're defining fascism. It sounds like.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
because that was I've gotten every ending, and every ending like kind of insinuates that things kind of end up falling apart, except for the Legion. The Legion actually like sets up it's a fucked up society, but it's the first like functioning society that has just popped back up.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
So, and then House, because basically there are 4 different ways you can take. You can join this NCR, you can join the Legion, you can join House, or you can say fuck them all, and then go however you want. I love the voice acting talent in New Vegas because I say fuck them all, and you do that through a special Securitron named Yes Man, who is voiced by Dave Foley, and it's fantastic.
What else has he done?
Kids in the
Kids in the
Hall.
Hall.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, Matthew Perry was on Oprah, and apropos of nothing, was just started gushing about how much he loved Fallout 3. So that made, when it came to Fallout Vegas, they reached out to him, hey, we want you to be the voice of the main villain. So he is
Nice.
Benny, who shoots you in the head at the beginning of the game.
Huh,
Because the whole game, basically, like, you're the courier, you have this package with a platinum chip you're supposed to deliver, you fail, Benny finds you, takes the platinum chip, and shoots you in the head. But you survive and wake up, and you kind of need revenge against Benny, find out what the platinum chip is, and that's whenever you insert yourself into what is basically determine how everything's going to happen for the next few hundred years in West Coast Fallout.
And that's I think is really cool about this game is you're given a mystery from the beginning, and I think that's neat because that's not something I felt like Fallout 3 had. I mean, the mystery was where did my dad go, and that's that's
that's a pretty good mystery.
I mean that is a pretty good mystery, but at the same time, it's an RPG, and that feels like a trope, like a trope. It's like, my dad left, so I guess I got to go find my dad.
And independent of you finding out where your dad is, it's not going to affect
Anyway.
Outside of you, it's not that big of a deal.
Because
but,
every
like,
time you find him, he's like, well, I'm just doing my. You find him, he's like, I'm just doing my thing.
and then he runs off invincibly.
Yeah,
I went to get some milk and kind of stayed here.
going out for cigarettes.
But another thing I love about Fallout New Vegas is you can take something called the Wild Wasteland perk. And they warn you, like, if you do this, you're going to have a much sillier, a very silly game experience. Is it just like randomly throughout the game, stuff will just be replaced by insanity. Like, I forget.
I've never picked up the perk. Have you?
It's funny, yeah.
Of course he has.
On my Caesar's Legion playthrough, I picked up the perk.
Yeah. So what changes?
There's a lot of stuff. I'll have to pull it up to remember everything. It's been such a long time. I remember one weapon is replaced with the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch.
Okay.
Okay.
But Ryan, talk about like your playthrough while I pull this up.
I didn't have much of a playthrough. I mean, there's not much.
What
that
kind
I
of character
actually
did you
remember.
play?
Mine was all guns. Like, I never used any energy weapons. I wasn't really stealth. I was just gun and go with normal weapons, I guess.
Handguns or like assault rifles or both or
Both.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like talk to anybody or did you just shoot everybody?
Well, I tried to play the game. Like, I usually try to play the games how I would. Like, I try not to choose one side or the other. I try to base the
Stay
decisions
true.
on how I would make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I find, because I also play that way, I find
Yeah.
I'm rarely rewarded for doing
Exactly,
that. Like,
yeah.
I feel like I need to like
Yeah.
go to one extreme or the other, where it's like, yeah, let's Caesar's Legion, let's do this shit.
Here's some. If you pick up the perk outside of Good Springs, you will find a refrigerator lying on the ground where there's a skeleton in it that has like a whip and a unique item called the Suave Gambler's Hat. It's Indiana Jones from the Crystal Skull. Like
From what?
Yeah, that one thing.
How dare you?
It's like this. It's basically saying this is what would happen if Indiana Jones had actually tried to survive a nuclear blast in a refrigerator. So that's there. There's an alien ship that is killing cows.
That you saying that did remind me of the crazy quest that you had to help the aliens get back into space or whatever. Like, it was like I was just hitting wasteland and everything is how I expected, and then I walked in that one building and they were like,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. It's the ghouls who.
Oh, right.
The ghouls
The
are
cult,
basically
essentially.
they're like the Heaven's Gate cult that they think the meteor is coming up and ghouls are supposed to they can launch up and they'll live forever.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You mentioned it. Yeah.
The one guy who is a human but thinks he's a ghoul, so he's hanging out with all the ghouls. The main ghoul in that part is voiced by Zachary Levi, who is Chuck from Chuck.
Oh, okay.
Such a good show.
So I feel New Vegas had like a lot of strong voice talent. I mean, Ron Perlman was still the narrator.
Yeah.
Mr. New Vegas is what's his name, the headliner for so many Vegas acts.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
It's not unusual to be loved.
Not Elvis,
Tom.
No.
Is it Tom
not
Jones?
Tom Jones.
I don't remember them.
Celine Dion.
Yeah,
Yes.
Celine Dion. People are probably like somebody screaming right now.
Oh, I guarantee it. I'm not getting on Facebook tomorrow.
Let's see.
Garth Brooks.
See, I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Do it.
Well, now we have this.
Mr. Yeah, you got this
Mr. Miyagi?
good shit going on.
Well, Mr. I almost tried to do
Wayne
it's not a-
Newton.
Wayne
Newton.
Newton.
Didn't Wayne Newton sing? Is that Tom Jones? The song I just sang.
that's Tom
What
Jones.
was who's it?
Yeah.
I think
You act
I
like-
think it's Tom Jones.
Yeah, because that was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He would always sing that. Yeah.
Fine. Oh, Don Cachet. How about that one?
I think that's Wayne Newton. Yeah, because
Okay.
that's Ferris Bueller, right? Yeah.
We only know his song. The song he's in, based on our movies and TV shows.
In a Lassie reference, you can find a dog skeleton and a human skeleton in the bottom of a well with a cowboy hat and a stim pack and a BB gun. And see, there are 3 elderly women known as Maud's Muggers. Irate Ida, Rancorous Ruth, and Malefic Maud wearing pre-war spring outfits that are armed with rolling pins and switchblades, just rolling throughout, killing people.
Is this where we segue into Golden Girls
Yes,
talk?
Yep.
it's all Golden Girls from here on out.
I wish I had
let's see.
something to talk about. Dang.
There is a captain who, if you take that perk, keeps saying, "You're getting too close, Seamus," which is a Carmen Sandiego reference that apparently she would say. I don't remember that at all. There's a reference to ROUS whenever you come close to the mole rats. There's a Nipton house where two burned, charred corpses, and when you check their names, they are Owen and Baru.
Ah, Star Wars. These all sound like things that I would just assume were Easter eggs. Like none of this stands out because like when I read the perk description, I was like, it says like be prepared for weird and wacky stuff. Like I expected,
like clowns, like running out
or
of
like
places.
there's an alien with like a Dr. Seuss hat running around or something.
You have a gun that shoots confetti.
Right.
It's like
All of this stuff sounds like really cool shit that I kind of wish they had just put in the game.
Right. Like, why was that just there?
Right.
The Freeside Securitrons in the North Strip gate will be shouting "Exterminate" as they roll around.
Excellent.
Yeah, there are 3 holy frag grenades you can find on a table that are replace normal hand grenades in a basement in Camp Searchlight.
I feel like this perk just came about in a board meeting where like one guy was just a holdout and he was just like, no, we can't do this. We have to maintain the integrity of Fallout. We can't do all this stuff.
I mean, there are a lot of these, a lot of them.
That's
I know.
weird. And they only unlock if you have the perk activated.
Yes.
That seems ridiculous to me.
Yeah, it does seem kind of like a waste, especially on some of them. Because like the Lassie and like Indiana Jones and stuff like that. Like those are just
Because it doesn't pull you out of the narrative, really. Like
Right.
those, you wouldn't even get it unless you knew the reference.
You
Yeah.
can buy a special Pip Boy named the Pimp Boy at Mick and Ralph's.
all right.
Okay,
Well,
that's
okay.
awesome. Yeah.
Okay.
I love the segments of TADPOG where Tyler reads from the internet. Those are my favorite, I think.
Are they?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
It's just the tenor of his voice
Yeah.
whenever he reads. Gives me a bit of a chub, and I like that.
You feel it in your ankle?
I think it's funny. I think it's funny. The only religion in Fallout that has like survived is Mormonism. So like, there's the old Mormon fort, and Mormons are still around and still active. Like the burned man, Joshua Graham, is a Mormon,
That makes sense.
and he was the one of the only characters that I was like, this dude sounds so fucking badass. I want to know more about Joshua Graham, because he was like Caesar's right-hand man until he turned on Caesar, and Caesar had him burned and crucified and thrown over off a cliff. But he
Crucified. That's what the Christians do, though.
Yeah.
Oh, but it was the Mormons. That makes sense.
no, the Caesar's Legion are all Romans.
Right.
They're mocking Romans.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Which they come,
make-
but they come from Caesar's palace, which I think is interesting because it's on the strip.
Let's see. I
How many
think
Mormon listeners do you think you got?
we have a few.
Handful.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How do you know? How do you know?
We offended them.
We offended it. I remember this. This was a long time ago. We made a Mormon joke. I
Yeah.
think one of my glasses for an episode were the magic seeing stones that John Smith, or I can't remember if that's his name now, used to translate the Book of Mormon.
Interesting.
What?
So if I said that they're definitely not Christian in a cult, that would be super. They might.
Yeah,
send,
yeah.
What's
Yeah.
your email address, Blake?
Because remember,
Think it's
one
put it on
guy
the
who
Facebook.
was not a Mormon gave us a lot of shit for it. And then so another guy stepped up who's like, no, I'm Mormon and it's okay, and I'll be your token Mormon. It's fine. So like,
That was a very, very long time ago. I'm
a
curious.
really long time ago.
I'm curious if they're still listeners. Probably not.
probably not.
Weird.
But then I have a list of all the vaults that are in New Vegas.
Okay.
Because I went through all the vaults that were in Fallout
Right.
3. So let's see.
Yeah, let's definitely have a reboot of this segment.
The vaults are it's really different. They have more unique vaults in New Vegas because Vault 3 is one of the actual control vaults. One of the like 20 out of the hundreds that they have. That was an actual like everything was just as advertised, totally fine, and it succeeded until they had a water leak and had to open the door, and that's when all the fiends, which are the drug-crazed inhabitants of the Mojave, just rolled in, killed them all, and took over the vault.
They're awful. The fiends.
The fiend, yeah.
Yeah, they're awful.
Because there's that one, like, the 3, like, notorious fiends. Like, there's a quest to do them because... And then one of them, I think his name is Cook, is like a horrible racist. Not racist, rapist. Much, yeah, that's the worst one. Rapist.
Same deal.
Vault 11, which that was the social experiment where Vault Tech said they would all be killed unless they sacrificed one person every year. And then that broke down the vault to where they killed the overseer every year. So they'd have like these reverse elections, and then whoever's elected overseer in control for a year, but then at the end of the year, they died.
I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah. And that happened until there were 5 left. And then they refused to kill each other, and there was like an explosion of like confetti saying, "You're a gift to humanity. We weren't going to kill you anyway." And yeah, so they killed everybody for however many fucking years for no reason at all.
What do you think those 5 people did?
Left the vault because that's when the door opened. So
You don't think they were just like, all right, we earned it. Let's just start blowing each other.
which that was an interesting vault you get to explore, and like when you come down to the end, and that's like the hardest part to survive. Whenever it's the sacrificial chamber, you have to survive it.
You know, that is a really weird. This is not just a complaint about Fallout, but this is just like a weird tick about games like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, where something like that will happen, and there's like these 5 survivors, and instead of being like emotionally distraught, they will be for like 5 seconds, and then you're done talking to them, and then they go back to just like stone faced and like turn around and just walk away.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, done with you, I guess.
There's Vault 19, which is their social experiment that they segregated the vault into 2 halves, and they could only wear like one could only wear red, one could only wear blue, and they made sure they had very seldomly interacted.
Bloods and Crips.
Exactly, but that ended up like going to shit whenever there was like a sulfur leak, and they all just had to abandon it. So that experiment failed.
That sounds like the shitty experiment.
Yeah.
I don't like that one.
Vault 21 is one of the extremely rare things where the experiment, everything just worked out. It was a utopia experiment where everyone had equal say over everything, and everyone, no real overseer, just to try to make a perfect utopia. And it actually worked with 100% success. This vault was wonderful, and this was the vault that was underneath New Vegas. So once House discovered it, he tried to get them all out. They wouldn't go, and he threatened to kill them all, but then they propositioned to like bet him for it.
them.
So they played like they played roulette or some casino game and lost. So then they all came out, joined House. House filled most of the vault with concrete and then turned the rest of it into a boutique hotel that you can go to. Vault 22, that's the green vault to where all their food they had to grow themselves from plants. And it doesn't say whether it was intentional by like Vault Tech or not, but one of the plants they brought in was fucked up, and once like it started releasing toxic spores that killed people and mutated them and things like that, and you get this really strange vault with these plant people jumping out of plants and shit like that. Then Vault 34, which was sort of a social experiment, they gave them tons and tons of weapons, tons of recreation. They had a pool and all these recreation areas, hardly any room for the population, so they got overpopulated very, very quickly.
All that swimming. Makes them horny. Like, man, I've been swimming all day.
And they
Nothing
eventually
gets me like a pool.
Yeah, look at all our fit bodies. We got nothing to do but swim.
they did a mutiny, overthrew and killed their overseer, left the vault, and that is where the boomers come from. That the faction that still has like working planes and like machine guns, like all like the offensive technology, the boomers have every fucking bit of it. So
I like the boomers.
Yeah.
I thought everything there at the God, where were
It's
they?
like
The
an
airstrip
airport hangar, yeah.
Everything there I thought was really cool.
yeah. And
Unlike in
getting there
real
was
life
cool.
where they're terrible.
Yeah.
Fucking boomers.
Because on getting there is like they've trapped everything around them with like tons and tons of mines and explosives and triggers. They're going to start dropping bombs and throwing bombs across the fence at you to anybody that tries to get in. So
But once you make it there,
once you make it, yeah, it's fine.
they're like, oh, you've proven yourself.
Okay.
All right.
Because you have to you can pay this hobo like 200 caps and he'll tell you like the steps that you have to make to get there safely. Or you can just try and risk it.
It did not work for me because I remember paying that guy and then like taking a few steps and blowing up and be like, fuck you, and then just like running the rest of the way
Yeah.
because like clearly I didn't follow the instructions.
Stim back.
But I'm gonna blame the poor homeless man.
Oh, another thing about hardcore mode, stim packs didn't heal you all at once. It was a regen effect. So if you were down low, you couldn't just pop a super stim pack and you're back at full health. It's like, no, you're gonna get like one tick every 3 or 4 seconds. So it still made it a lot more challenging. Let's see, what else did I have down here? I think, except for Broken Steel, which I said was just that was the stupid glaring thing about New Vegas not being able to continue. Other than that, I think New Vegas had the best DLC. I think it blows most of all the rest of Fallout 3's DLC out of the water.
I haven't played any of the DLC. I'm not a DLC guy when it comes to Fallout series, apparently.
Because let's see, Dead Money is the first one, which I thought was pretty good. It's a slight horror take because you wake up, you explore this Brotherhood of Steel vault, and you trigger a trap that releases gas, and you fall unconscious. When you wake up, a crazed person who's been kicked out of the Brotherhood of Steel has taken you and put an explosive collar on you and thrown you in the Sierra Madre casino, which people think is haunted, but actually it's kind of this fucked up security system that they have, and all this like poisonous gas that is still in the area, and its own breed of like mutants that are rolling around. So you have to meet the other survivors that are there, and you guys team up together to try and find the treasure of the Sierra Madre, which is like all these gold bars that are worth like, it's an insane amount of money, like enough caps that you can easily buy everything else in the game, top price, whatever, the entirety of the game, based on if you were able to get all these gold bars. And people have weird builds because they're worth a ton of money, but they're also incredibly heavy. So like the thing is, what you're supposed to do is go in and you pick up all these gold bars, and you're encumbered.
Right.
And if you're encumbered and you're super slow, and then as soon as you pick up the gold bars, the Brotherhood guy goes crazy and hits the self-destruct switch, so the whole thing is going to explode. So then basically, if you're over encumbered, you're not going to make it out in time. So you have to because you don't want to let it go. So I'm still throw out this bar, and I'll go throw out all this equipment. I don't know, and you have to. There are builds to make it successfully through with all the gold bars,
With
but
all
it's
of them?
challenging. Yeah, but it can be done.
Wasn't there a quest to get all of the star caps?
That's the Sunset Sarsaparilla quest to get 100 or whatever, all the star Sunset Sarsaparilla bottles. Josh and Dave talked about that last time.
Some of the caps have stars and some of them don't. And
you can find hunters that have killed each other and
Yep.
find you get like 5 at one time or something like that.
which I think is cool. Like I think it's cool that there are other NPCs that are also trying to complete this quest. That was my favorite part of it. But
You'll randomly get assaulted at several times throughout by people who heard you have a whole bunch
Right.
of them.
And that's really neat. But yeah, that was a stressful one for me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I got to do this. I mean, I have to do it.
Yep.
And I did.
Because you have to go to this shitty marionette thing inside the factory and deposit all of your whatever, and he'll open the door, and it's like all the prizes are super shitty.
Yeah.
Like you can there's something down there. It's hard to find. Like it's really hidden, but there is like a unique energy weapon down there. But for the most part, it's just fucking awful.
Yeah.
You've wasted your time.
Yes. Yeah, that did feel like a huge fuck you. It really did. Because when I got in there, it was like, I get it, I guess. You've made your point.
A bunch of pre-war money. Okay, well, that would have been
makes sense.
useful.
Yeah.
Let's see. After that, Honest Hearts. That was the Joshua Graham expansion to where you go to like Utah, and it's basically about 2 Native American tribes. Like everything out there is still like life has come back to that section. So you can pick grass and herbs, and they're farming, and there are animals and stuff out there. So it was cool to see that. And then you have to, one faction is trying to kill the other one and then join the Legion. So you have to like sort all through that. And Joshua Graham, that's where he's completely wrapped in gauze because, you know, he was burned and is in constant incredible pain. So he's constantly taking painkillers and shit like that. He's a really interesting character. Other than him, the expansion was okay, but it was interesting. My favorite one that after I played it, I immediately text you and like, you have to play this. I'll start you a record, get you to this point, and then you just play this.
Which I didn't.
Which is Old World Blues. Which, God,
it sounds like a Cowboy Bebop episode name. It really does.
It's so fucking funny. I thought it was so funny because it is these. There's like a crater in New Mexico, maybe, where basically take these 5 or 6 like scientists transferred their brains into these computers and have still been working on these experiments. But by now they've gone crazy. And they're still like, the bombs didn't touch this place really either. So they're okay conducting all these crazier and crazier experiments. One of them goes rogue and is trying to kill the other one. And I think you end up going, this is the one you're watching something at like a satellite falls down in the middle of a drive-in movie theater in the Mojave. And then it teleports you to the big crater. And then you have to talk and interact with these insane computer people. Because they're just screens with like googly eyes and the brains attached to them behind.
Yeah.
And they each have distinct personalities in their field of science and things like that. And they're so disconnected from humanity that dealing with you. And I had my science cranked up to the max. So it was a very fun interaction dealing with them. I had me laughing out loud so many times. And then the last one is Lonesome Road, which is there's another courier who refused to carry the platinum chip. And he's basically your rival, and he hates you for delivering it and basically destroying everything.
And he's mentioned in regular gameplay, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
That they, took this kind of like, they foreshadowed the DLC, which I think is cool.
So you have to go through this very difficult trail, road, really, to find him. And then, like, if you've maxed out your diplomacy and stuff, you can reach, like, some kind of agreement with him. But most of it's still usually too late. There was talk about, like, you could have him as a permanent companion from this, but then they cut it at the end, which I think they should have made him a companion. That would have been cool. But
Yeah, the Courier Bros.
yeah. The death claws in this game are so different from Fallout 3. Because in Fallout 3, it was like, oh, death claws are inconvenient because I have to reload my gun and shoot them a few more times before they're dead.
Right.
Death claws in New Vegas, though, fuck. They are like, no matter what level you are and what weapons you have, they will fucking kill you.
Have you fought your first Death Claw in Fallout 4?
I have not.
Okay, the Death Claws get more powerful at each game. I'm just gonna put it that way.
Man.
So when you meet your
That
first
makes
Death
me
Claw,
happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Me too.
Look forward to that.
Because, I mean, at the same time, like, I just, like, there needs to be, like, some powerful monster that I have to feel at least some threat from. And Death Claws were definitely it. In 3, I guess it was, like, the super behemoths and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
they're really rare.
Right.
But in Fallout 3, there is that one, the Death Claw camp, where they've taken over that mine. And, like...
In New Vegas, you mean?
Yeah, New Vegas. I went through that so many fucking times. Like, because there is a way, like, from Good Springs, you can just walk right up to New Vegas' front door, but you have to go through that place.
Right.
And
Which is a death trap.
There's no way you can do it until you're, like, max level, and you've built yourself to fight Death Claws. And even then, like, I remember going through, I have everything I'm supposed to have, all the weapons I need. I'm cranked up on every single fucking drug. And still, it's like I died so many times. I had to restart trying to kill all of them.
Well, there's so many. And
Yeah.
like they link. So when one
Yeah.
comes at you, you kill it, and by the time like it's halfway dead, there's 2 more on you.
And they had like the mother is in there, so she's twice as strong as all the others.
Yep.
The Death Claw King is in like the Lonesome Road expansion.
Oh yeah.
He drops. You get his claw, and that's when you can get one of the most powerful unarmed weapons with his claw in the game. I like the companions better.
Yeah.
In this game, because you've got, let's see,
I knew there were companions in this version of the
Yeah.
game, as opposed to the previous.
Arcade Gannon, who is the scientist companion you can recruit. You can sell him into slavery if you want. He's the only person you can do that. You can sell him to Caesar to be his personal physician. Boone, the sniper. Lily, who is a Nightkin, which is basically a super mutant who has retained its sentience. And Lily is a 80-year-old grandmother who was transformed into a Nightkin. So she has like the little granny hat and skirt, but massive Nightkin. Let's see. Raul, the ghoul mechanic.
Raul the ghoul.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's voiced by Danny Trejo.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Rose of Sharon Cassidy, who is like your gunslinger companion. Veronica, who is voiced by
Felicia Day.
EDE, your little mechanical eye that follows you around. And then Rex, who is your dog for this game.
Who is your favorite companion? Boone?
See, I sort of liked Boone, but I rolled more with Rose of Sharon Cassidy.
I liked EDE.
I like the EDE. EDE you can have in addition to another companion.
Yeah.
You can have EDE and Rex and then another one. So I did EDE was helpful because EDE would expand your radar so you could see more enemies. EDE could carry a lot more. You could store things in EDE.
I did EDE and Boone, and those two together. I mean, in a flat wasteland where there aren't many obstructions, I'm playing a sniper, Boone's a sniper, and we have EDE expanding our radar range.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, that game was a cakewalk. Mm-hmm. You couldn't do that in Fallout 3 because there's so much fallen buildings and ruins and stuff like that.
I think I enjoyed, I still like, so a part of me, like, I'm always going to play like a character with like lots of diplomacy, lockpick, science. That's how I like to play. Mm-hmm. But combat-wise, I had way more fun on my Caesar's Legion playthrough playing unarmed and melee weapons.
Yeah.
Strength and endurance maxed out. Like, that was more fun.
Is your Fallout 4 character a Chinese woman?
Surprisingly not, actually. So but I'll dive into that in Fallout 4. But, yeah, no. I broke a little bit. I just I changed her race. That's it. Anybody else? Ryan, do you have any more commentary about New Vegas?
The only thing that I don't like about, I guess it's the PC version, is that you have the command line. And that just bugs me because if I bought it for console, I couldn't cheat. It would force me not to cheat. But it's the fact that I have the command line that, you can get into the strip for 3,000 caps. And I could just type in one line and do it. Or I can go spend hours, farming
getting the caps.
Yeah, and it's just, I've always forced myself not to, but it's the fact that you're able to that just bugs me.
Side question. Has absolutely nothing to do with what you just said. Did you ever unwrap your Christmas presents before Christmas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like that explains, because like I never did.
A little bit, just so I could see what it was, and then I would take
sure.
it.
No, but I think it's the same thing. I think it's the same kind of thing. Like when you know where they are.
Yeah.
Like I was the kid. Like I one time found my Christmas presents wrapped in a closet, and I cried because I knew where they were. Yeah.
I think because I used that in my second playthrough a lot, but I will always play Fallouts on PC just for that, just because like I think I mentioned it a long time ago. Like in Fallout New Vegas, when it first came out, they didn't have a door on Mick and Ralph's, so there are several quests that end there. And I'd done this huge, long quest that ended with me getting the strip, going into Mick and Ralph's, and when I got to the building, no door. Like I ran around, I was like, am I in the wrong place? Looked at all these different guys, all this shit. No, they just didn't have a door, and I had to wait for it to be patched before I could finish all these quests.
Yeah.
But if I had played on PC, all I'd have to do is just put in the code to teleport inside Mick and Ralph's, finish the quest, and then put in a code to go right back outside again. So you can get around a lot of Bethesda's crippling bugs with the command lines. So
Obsidians in this case, right?
Yeah, Obsidians. That's true.
I remember when I first logged in on night of release, that 10 millimeter gun that you're talking about that you love, I had it in my hands and I was firing it at, I don't know what it was. I can't remember. Probably like bloatfly or something. And then it just flew out of my hands up into the sky. And like I looked up at it. I just ignored the fucking bloatfly. I was like, whatever, that thing can kill me. I gotta see what's going on. And I'm looking up, and the gun had reached the ceiling of the world and was spinning around and just shooting. So I'm like, all right. And I never got it back. That's just where it was. And like because later on, the next day, I was like, I'm going to go back to that spot and see if my gun has landed. And I went there, and it wasn't there, and I looked in the sky, and it wasn't there. So I just assumed treated it as trash that I'd put on the ground.
God got it. God was like, thank you. Yeah, because there are I remember there are guides and stuff like that. The game won't clear out certain storage units in the game. So you can have unofficial homes out in the middle of nowhere where your stuff will be safe. That's the draw from not having your own place in a town.
Yeah.
Because your stuff will be gone and the game will say somebody stole it, you weren't there, blah, blah. So
it's also not a Fallout game to me if I don't spawn in the sky and fall to my death. It really isn't. That has happened to me in every single Fallout game where I've exited a location and then instead of appearing on the ground on the other side, I appear 50 feet in the air and then fall to my death.
I feel like you've just jinxed yourself. There's no way that's happening in Fallout 4.
It already has. It already has. Day one. I was an hour in. I left the vault. Yep. Fell from the sky and died.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for next episode.
I did that too. That's actually how they just play it. That's how the game really ends.
They want to introduce you to death.
Wait, are you doing Fallout 4 next episode?
Yep.
Wow. Look at you guys pandering to the masses.
Yep.
Uh-huh. If we were doing that, that's what this episode would be.
Right.
We're giving it a break. It's not. Let's not call it poor planning.
That's all I got. If anybody else has anything they want to add.
No, I don't. I feel like you significantly covered it.
Okay. Do you want to kick Blake and take some calls or?
Blake, what do you want to do? How much time we got?
No, we're at about time.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done phone calls on this.
It's because we can't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I've done it twice in studio. 3 times, technically.
You've done it 3 times?
Yeah, because... I did 2 episodes in one night, remember?
Blackthorn, Mario 3, and your interview.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we did Mario and my interview in studio.
Jeez, you guys did 3 episodes in one night.
It was 2 episodes. His Blackthorn was before that. Yeah.
2 episodes is a lot for me.
Mm-hmm. Way back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, we were kind of delirious, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
That was back when we were trying to keep the show strictly to 50 minutes to an hour. So
we gave up on that a long time ago.
Yeah, I think the last one I listened to was like an hour and 38 minutes.
Yeah. They're long. They're getting longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fallout 3 was pretty long. I was surprised when I saw the time. I was like, wow, we did talk about
I knew that
one
one was going to be really long.
Wasn't the last one I was on was like 2 hours?
Jeez.
Yeah.
We have a few that have I
Stadium.
think 2 have crossed the 2-hour threshold.
3 now.
3
With
now.
Fallout 3.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So normally we'll stick. Now they're about an hour and a half. I think is typically our norm. So
That's what we shoot for.
Yeah. No, shoot for now.
Yeah.
Now straight up shoot for an hour and a half. When I see about an hour 20, then I'll be like, all right, well,
Let's wrap it up.
because we'll ramble for at least 10 to 15 more minutes.
Yeah.
But thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. So you miss the next episode, fucking Fallout 4.
New Vegas doesn't get a beard?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Let's not do that yet. You are totally right. I was looking at the time when we talked about ending, so...
You didn't give me the sign. You
Gave
didn't tell
my
me to steal
signal.
third.
I didn't.
This will be the extra 15 to 20 minutes of rambling.
Yep.
It's like, damn it. I wish it was over.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
had a lot of fun today. I forgot to ask you about beards, but thankfully,
I'm glad Ryan remembered.
Ryan remembered. So if
I wish he hadn't. I wish he hadn't remembered.
Somebody here's a fan of the show. And they remembered.
out of 4 people, 2 hosts, 1 person's a fan of the show. If you were to give this game a beard, that sums up how you feel about it. What kind of beard would it be?
I would give it the Beard of Jupiter.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I'm going with that.
Not Odin.
Not Odin. See,
Right.
and not even like Zeus.
Right.
So it's sort of the same thing, but like the copy someone
Yeah.
else took. So the beard of Jupiter.
The telephone game version. Gotcha.
Yeah. Still good.
Yeah.
But kind of the ripped off version.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
I would have to give it more than just glasses, but more just like sight itself, and give it the vision of Apollo, which is daylight. Apollo can see all things that daylight touches.
That makes sense.
So yeah, there we go.
Do you remember what the first glasses was?
It's like brown beard.
or something.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah.
basic beard.
Oh yeah, no, it was like colors. Yeah. Oh god.
That's been brought up on the Facebook chat many times.
Blake, come on, man. We're 260 episodes in. We ran out of colors like 200 episodes ago.
Yeah, 'cause remember then a bad one was a blonde beard. I'd give it multiple blonde beards, brown beards, black beards, or red beards was the best.
We need to figure out what your breakthrough beard was. Like, when did you cross
What was
that
the
threshold?
first fucked up beard I had to go into?
What was the one where you gave something like a windshield?
That was
Sparkster.
That was Sparkster.
Yeah, that was Miller's Cracker Barrel.
I think that's when it went off the rails. for me. I was like,
That's because I hated it so much. Yeah, we cross over into Wacky Land territory.
Yeah.
Now, thanks for listening, everybody. I don't have any achievements. This game had achievements. We know how much it costs. I mean, do you want to do that?
No.
Okay. So again, really, really thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for sticking through this point. I hope you liked Fallout a lot.
We
And we're
got
on
positive
board.
feedback on the Fallout 3
Yeah.
episode. So I realized that we ate up a lot of time in this episode talking about pre-orders and collector's edition.
Yeah.
But honestly, I enjoyed having that conversation. So I'm glad that we did.
Yeah.
we'll have it again next time I'm on.
Yeah, no, I love it. It's just like when I know you're on, it's like, all right, what topics did we touch on? Kickstarter, pre-orders.
Some kind of potty stuff.
Yes, definitely potty talk.
How big Ryan's dick is.
And if you like the show, you can leave us a 5-star review.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all we like. So please subscribe, leave the show a 5-star review, write one. If there's a game you want us to do, a guest host you want for an episode, what you think our next list should be, whatever, put it on there. Whatever you add, we promise we will get to it eventually.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about Fallout 4. We are not going to be done with the game. So it's just going to kind of be like a first thoughts kind of thing, I think. And I think it could be interesting because clearly we've spoken. We don't only speak when we're recording the show. We've spoken outside of this, and we've already had very different experiences with Fallout 4.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be an
Spoilers?
interesting show.
No spoilers, right?
Well, I mean, no major spoilers.
Because we haven't gotten there yet.
Right.
So
'Cause there's no way I'm going to be like in the major spoiler territory by
Yeah.
the time we record.
yeah, me either.
In the meantime, you can always find us at tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. You can find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. Thanks for the feedback on the Fallout 3 episode because I kind of felt like we got back into Dave and Phil, Heroes of the Storm, dry game territory. And I'm glad that it was received well. So thanks for those comments. You can find us on Twitter. We are at tadpog_podcast. It's cumbersome, I realize. Thank you for everybody who is retweeting us, especially our episode announcements, because that helps spread the word to your nana who desperately needs to listen to our show. You can call us if you want at 270-883-2555. We will definitely play your call on the show. If you want to send a text, you can. I will do my best not to fuck it up, but I probably will, especially your name. Not really good with names. Lastly, hey, did you enjoy this? Did you enjoy this show? If you did, how about giving us $1? How about that? How about giving us $1 and I will tell you how to get across this minefield to the boomers.
Tyler has really pressured me to give that $1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess
Like,
as much
so
as
you
super,
want those bonus episodes? Just give $1.
yeah, I have. I say it all the fucking
Yeah.
time to him.
You're not gonna give your old brother the bonus episodes
Yeah,
for me?
no,
No.
I haven't given it to anybody else.
Yeah. I mean that's a point, I guess.
So
Do you
yeah,
guys, do you guys
It's
support
fair.
yourself?
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
So all 4 of us don't give you guys any money.
Hey, Blake, you're not helping here, buddy.
see, I don't
I've
pressure
never
Blake
seen the bonus
because, like,
episodes.
I'm
I've heard they're great.
yeah, I'm surprised when Blake listens at all. So I don't pressure him to do it. Ryan, I know, like he listens on the way to work. So like, he listens to the episode.
Is it weird that I listen to you guys 4 hours a day?
I wouldn't say it's weird.
I think that's pretty fucking weird.
It would be weirder if you were like, I listen to Blake talk for 4 hours a day. He has no idea he hasn't found the microphone yet. If you want to give us some money, you can. We've got some wonderful people who are already doing that on patreon.com/tadpog. Thank you to everybody who's doing that. That's a really cool thing. I just recently used it to re-register our domain. So, and by
How much
Blake
do you-
porn, is that what you said?
Yeah. How much do you guys get a month? How much do you get a month? Ish.
In the range of like about $190 a month.
All right. Oh, so $10 more and you'd hit over the 2 century mark.
Yeah, and I want it really bad because we haven't been there since Wiley.
Wiley
and
did his-
Grandmeister Wiley and
Yeah.
and Ruby
and then his
Bear and
time-
Paul were matching. So yeah,
Yeah, and then Wiley died, so his went away.
yeah. Sadly.
Sadly, when Wiley died, the thing we felt most keenly was his Patreon
Wow.
pledge.
Sorry, Meister Wiley. May he rest in peace.
So I mean, I'm not trying to put anyone on the spot here, but there's 2 people here who don't donate, and we just use like $5 a pop.
Tyler, Dave, I'm going to need you to go on there.
I'll go in. If the rest of you guys do, I'll go in. We'll push us over to 200.
Could you? Here's the thing: is why don't you donate $200 a month, and you just put the money that you get out back in, so it'll actually look like you're doubling your money when in fact you're getting nothing.
But then people are less inclined to give, like, oh, those fuckers are making plenty of money. Fuck that.
No, it's like seed money. Like you put it in there. Like if you're like panhandling, like you always leave a few coins in the hat so that people
Right.
think they're yeah.
It's also expensive to do that because Patreon
you
gets
actually
a cut
will lose money.
and PayPal gets a cut. So yeah, they make damn sure that you're not pulling any of those shenanigans.
Yet another racket.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
hey, look, it's working for us. So
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad there are people out there who appreciate what you guys do.
Some people out there.
Hopefully, some accidentally left their mom's credit card
yeah,
account.
yeah. We can't say that we condone you stealing a credit card, but we also can't stop you from doing it. So
It's a free world.
Yeah.
It's a free country.
yeah.
It's a free country. You can do what you want.
So we'll close out on that.
We got a PO box now.
We do
Yeah. So if you
Wait,
want to,
why?
Why?
because we asked Nicole if we could use hers. And
Yeah.
She said yeah.
So now we're using hers.
Why did she have a PO box?
We don't know.
That's so funny when Josh didn't know.
But people do send us stuff. We actually get a lot of good stuff. But
I was actually in a conversation today with like 3 people talking about what types of
Talking
meat
about Fallout New Vegas.
what type of meat products and Asian market products to send you guys. So
Oh, well, there you
That'd
go.
be
Now,
amazing.
here's an address you can send it
because
to.
before we didn't advertise where to send it, people have to like message us and ask us, or dig through to find the episode where I forgot to edit out Dave's address when Dennis said it. It's the only way you could get stuff to it. So now we have an official PO box that we advertise that you can send whatever the fuck you want. So foods,
Nicole's PO box is going to be
intros.
full of Nicole's PO box will be full of meat and then all the dildos that
just
she ordered.
just brimming
Yeah.
with dildos. Yeah.
Yeah, and meats. Asian meats.
So that is, you can send anything you want us to send us to Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002. It's also in the show notes.
Thanks, Nicole, for letting us do that.
Yeah.
Ryan, you're clicking your pin.
No, that's,
that-
Meg was pushing a pillar in Final Fantasy VIII.
Meg. Fuck.
So Ryan, our theme song.
I'll split it with Blake. It's Moves by.
Who is it by, Blake?
Sycamore Drive.
You remember that part? I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I get nervous every time.
Ryan, we're going to link to that track we found.
In the show notes.
Where are the show notes, Blake?
Xvideos.com.
Yep. xvideos.com/Lexington Steel.
We should start uploading our podcasts just to all of the tube sites. That's the thing that we should do. Like just not YouTube, but just every single porn site we can find. We just upload our episodes.
RedTube, Pornhub, Xvideos.
Beach.com.
I feel like we can really expand our audience with a bunch of angry dudes who are grasping their cocks and
So not
lose their
expand.
erection listening to us talk about video games.
Yeah. So the exact same group of people who listens to it now.
We'll put the episodes just where Chandra is reading the erotica.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'm sure she's fine with that.
I'm sure she'd love to. Yeah,
Yeah.
you had like 30 hits today, so it's like 30 dudes jerking off to your voice. How should we close this out? Ryan, look like you don't have any idea.
I was going to say the awkward silence between pissing next to someone, but we already did that.
We did that just now.
So do it like we're all in the bathroom together and we don't know each other. Is that what you're saying?
Okay.
But we all we all need to say this one thing though.
So it's just a silent head nod while Tyler stares at our junk.
Yep. Yep.
Well, I stand at a 45-degree angle. I don't know. I still don't get it.
So until next time, a tropical Capricorn. A tropical Capricorn. That's a very Jacob thing I just did there. Tropical Capricorn.
Jacob as a Hanna-Barbera cartoon character.
I see your dick out. Let's put the tropical in my Capricorn.
Okay, now that I just thought of a story, damn it.
Go fucking go for
Intro
it.
story.
Fucking, you can tell I don't give a
You
shit.
just bringing up Jacob made me think of Dad. Every single time that I bring up any of your friends to Dad, he always solos out Jacob. Every single time. And it's always two things. It's the same two things every time. It's whenever Tyler lived with Jacob, he always got the bread and the milk out, and he always left the bread open and the milk sitting on the counter.
Jacob did do that. That's true.
What a weird thing to latch on.
Years later, decades later.
Always says that. Yeah.
Milk and bread. Milk and bread.
My dad knows how to shop when the weather's about to get bad. You go and you get milk and bread.
Gotta get your milk and bread, Tyler.
And then when you guys air conditioner broke down or something, how he had clothes in the way.
That was our hot water heater leaked, and it flooded Jacob's bedroom. But as opposed to calling and get it taken care of, we waited for a good 2 or 3 months. So there were just bridges of wet clothes leading. It didn't get to his bed. It was just the first half of the room.
To be fair, that is a thing that you latch onto. I feel like the fungal zoo is enough to that would send me into a nightmare spiral.
We hated our landlord so much we just did not even want to have to talk to them. So
And apparently Jacob hated his clothes that much.
Yeah.
He's like, I feel like getting a new wardrobe.
that's
Wait,
it.
so now how do we end the show?
No, we're done.
Yep.
Yeah, we're done.
It's just over.
Hold on. My son wants to say hi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
What's up, Owen?
Oh, hold on. Here. All right, try it again.
Hi.
Hey, Owen.
What'd you think about Fallout New Vegas?
Awesome.
Yeah,
All right,
it's true.
there's your stinger.
What was your favorite part
What about what?
about Fallout New Vegas?
The Gooters.
What does that mean? It's a video game. What's your favorite video game?
Destiny.
Damn right.
Destiny.
Oh,
Damn right. Oh, sorry. Whoops.
I was
Why is
about
that
to
your-
say.
Yeah.
Whoops. Did you pick up my wife saying Blake?
I heard her say something.
Yep.